So cases can be decided on different ways as per the facts produced to the judge. Thank you.
Maybe to you, Elvis, how do you start a divorce process?
Okay. Maybe even just as I answer that, when you asked Bessie about and you gave an example, like you told not to get pregnant. 2 weeks ago, there was a ruling that came from the courts where a lady got pregnant in the middle of a divorce proceeding.
With the husband?
Yes. And the court said, you know, the fact that you actually got pregnant in the middle of the proceeding means your marriage hasn't really broken down.
Wow.
So the divorce petition was dismissed on that basis.
Women have to be careful out there.
Yeah, so because, you know, you can't come to court, you're fighting or putting up that front that you're fighting.
You're proving false.
Yeah, and then at the end, privately,
yeah,
you're together and, you know, having other arrangements. But in terms of instituting divorce proceedings, as Bessie said, it's at the Chief Magistrate's Court. It's by way of petition. So we moved the court and you know, do a petition for that purpose. Within 15 days, actually, there's a document called a notice to appear that is issued by the court. And then you serve that together with all the bundle of documents to the other side that is being sued for divorce. They have 15 days to come in and enter appearance and say either they're contesting the divorce or not contesting. If they are quiet about it, then there's a step where the divorcing the petitioner or through themselves or their lawyer goes to court and tells the court 15 days are passed, no response, so let's declare this divorce uncontested. So the magistrate will issue a registrar's certificate, declare the divorce uncontested, take the evidence of the petitioner and proceed to grant the divorce.
Okay. So how long does this process usually take on average, time-wise?
Between a month. Nowadays, the divorce process has been really expedited compared to how it was like 6 years ago. Between a month and a half, the whole process is done, especially if it's not contested. And I always, because I might want to say this for the benefit of your viewers, if we know the system is fault-based, but I've had clients who've come to my office and said, you know what, we want to divorce, we cannot really, we don't want to mudsling each other, we don't want to fight or air our dirty linen out, but of course we can't tell the court that. So in such situations, I always advise one of them to file the divorce petition and the other one to completely ignore it, so that the divorce will go uncontested.
Right.
The person will just come give basic evidence, no mudslinging, the divorce gets granted.
Right. So that's more of a collaborative divorce.
Yes, that's a collaborative divorce. Now, when guys decide to challenge a divorce, respondents, for instance, a lady sues the guy and says, I want a divorce. The guy has 3 options. Can either keep quiet, in which case the divorce will go undefended and uncontested. Can decide to do a cross petition where he's saying, I want to divorce as well. I also say the marriage has broken down, but on different grounds from the ones the other person is saying.
Okay. Or
decide to defend and say, no, the marriage hasn't broken down. I want to remain married.
For sure. So I'm certainly learning a lot. I hope you are as well. And maybe just back to you to understand now, the lawyers have given us what the legal standpoint is, ideally what people need to know. And I think the most important, how much does it cost to get a divorce?
Wow, okay. The cost really does vary from firm to firm.
Yeah, but it's not cheap, eh?
Well, I would say it's not that expensive. Yeah, of course, LSK would not allow us to quote fees on air, but
for sure.
it's a very affordable process.
So actually start the process when you're sure, because it is costly.
And actually, you can represent yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's such a straightforward process.
Yeah.
Once you know how to go about it, you can represent yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe just to understand now, Jennifer, because at what point do people usually come for the support? At the point when they're going through the divorce, or at the point when now they've gotten the divorce?
From the experience and from what we have seen from the people who are coming to us, immediately they get separated, because that's when now you look out, you seek to to get help.
So as the proceedings are ongoing.
Even many of them, they haven't even gotten to divorce.
Right.
Yeah, we can talk of maybe half. There are people who have gone through divorce, but others, they've just stepped out of their marriages. So, and you see, it's not easy because now this thing is so much, it's involving, the breakup, yeah. So at that point, they look for support, somebody who can understand them. And why even they come to us, because they say, like, no one understands them. You've tried your parents, they do not, they tell you, go back to your marriage. Right. They try the churches, like, we don't allow divorce. Your friends at that point, they run away from you.
Probably even judging you, because now you're
exactly.
the one who
failed.
failed.
Yes. Even I have one a participant who just called me the other day, like, even my own children, they're adults, they are judging me. It's like, why have I walked out? So
they're angry. Why?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you find that everybody is against you. No one is understanding you. So in the program, we say we give you a safe space, no judgment. And even there's a name we call ourselves. We call ourselves Tribe 48. Right. Yes, because now that's a very unique tribe. Yes, the extra tribe in Kenya. And it takes
one to know one.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So finally, because we're pressed for time, how can someone get in touch with you? Because I feel like it's such a wonderful program. And looking at, Ruth and Geoffrey, where they're at, and for them actually putting a testimony forward and saying that support group really, really helped them along. So how can someone join this support group?
Okay, the support group is simple. It's just go to the internet, then get to www.divorcecare.org. Then just click Nairobi, then you'll find the support group that is in Nairobi. Yes, so that's one as far as the structured 13-week program is concerned. And as I mentioned again, we have the SADREF organization. That's a program that offers continuous support.
So after the 13 weeks?
Yes, okay. This now is to anybody out there, because this now the divorce care program is under a church, So once the 13 weeks are over, you're done. Yeah, so what SADREF organization has come to do is just to offer continuous support. And one of the things that we do, we offer legal awareness classes, like, right. Yes, in partnership with a legal entity. They come and you get trained. He talked of representing yourself, how you can represent yourself, how you can understand the court process, because sometimes you find through, through the process you get into mistakes, like it costs you even a lot since you do not understand what you are getting into.
For sure.
Yeah, so it gives you some kind of awareness before even you get into the court process, you know exactly what you are getting into. Yeah.
Well, knowledge is power. That's what I'm hearing right there from Jennifer. So you just go to divorcecare.org online. All the details you'll need are right there. Well, that's all the time that I have for this episode. Thank you so much for staying with us. I do hope that I earned the privilege of your time and we have shone a light on someone's troubling issue. If you're dealing with divorce, remember there is light at the end of the tunnel. Well, that's it from me, Tamima. Until next week, goodbye.